Why is digital marketing the holy grail for businesses today? 75%. Okay, that's a big number. So the ebook mentions all these terms like SEO.
SEO is all about getting your website seen on search engines.
Deep dive has been amazing. We've covered so much ground.
So if you're not there,
you're kind of lost in the internet void.
Pretty much.
Got it. Got to be on that first page. All right. Buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving deep into digital marketing for your business. And the best part, we've got this super interesting ebook you sent us as our guide.
Yeah, it's packed with good stuff.
It is. We'll uncover what SEO and social media really cost. And we've even got some awesome case studies. Like there's one where a beauty shop's traffic, get this, shot up by 143%.
Talk about a transformation, right? That one really highlights how powerful the right keywords can be.
It's incredible what a difference they make. And we're going to get into all the reasons why that happened later.
Absolutely. We'll break it all down.
But first, why is digital marketing like the holy grail for businesses today?
Well, think about it. It gives you this incredible reach. You can connect with potential customers pretty much anywhere, tailor your message to them, and then actually measure how well it's all working. It's really precise.
Makes sense. You're not just throwing things out there and hoping for the best.
Exactly. And it's so effective that the ebook even mentions a whopping 75% of new businesses in 2023 made digital marketing a core part of their plan.
75%. Okay, that's a big number. So it's clearly working for a lot of people. But the ebook mentions all these terms like SEO, PPC, social media, content marketing. Can we do a quick breakdown? What is SEO in a nutshell?
SEO is all about getting your website seen on search engines like Google. Most people don't go past the first page of those results. So if you're not there,
you're kind of lost in the internet void.
Pretty much.
Got it. Got to be on that first page.
And the ebook mentioned that typical SEO services cost around $500 a month. Is that?
Think of that as a starting point, an average. The real cost, well, it really depends on what your business needs and wants to achieve.
So it could be more, it could be less.
Exactly. But the thing about SEO is it's a long game. It's about building up trust over time. It's not a quick fix.
So SEO is like a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, I like that analogy. It's slow and steady wins the race with SEO.
Yeah.
Patience is key. All right, so then there's PPC, the ebook mentioned. That's where you pay per click on platforms like Google Ads.
Right. PPC is like if you need results fast, you're essentially bidding to be seen on those search engines, and you only pay when someone clicks.
So it's like instant gratification. You see results right away.
Exactly. It's great if you've got something new you want to promote, like a product launch or a special event.
Got it. And the ebook, it gave a cost range from $10 a day for a small online shop to like $100 or more for a real estate company. That's quite a jump.
Yeah, well, the cool thing about PPC is you can kind of scale it to fit your budget and how quickly you need those results.
So you've got to watch your spending closely, make sure those clicks turn into actual customers.
Right, because traffic is great, but you want the right traffic, people who are actually interested in what you're selling.
Okay, makes sense. Now on to social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so many options. The ebook talks about using them to connect with your audience and build your brand.
Yeah, it's not just about posting ads, though. You really want to build those relationships, have conversations, and share things your audience actually finds valuable.
So be social, not just salesy, basically.
Exactly. Show the personality behind your brand.
And the ebook mentioned social media management can start from $300 a month, that seems.
Pretty reasonable considering how many people you can reach.
Right. But even if it's affordable, you've still got to create content people actually care about.
It's true. It's about telling stories, not just shouting about your product.
Storytelling. Okay, I like that. And speaking of stories, that leads us to content marketing. The ebook describes it as creating valuable stuff like blog posts, videos, to attract the perfect customer.
It's about becoming that go-to expert in your industry. Instead of constantly selling, you're giving people helpful info, entertaining them.
So you're providing value and building trust along the way.
Exactly. It goes beyond just making a sale. You're building a connection.
And there are so many ways to do it, too. The ebook lists, like blog posts, videos, infographics, even webinars.
Yeah, the key is figuring out what your audience likes and where they spend their time online.
Some people love to read, others are all about videos.
Exactly. And the more you understand your audience, the better you can tailor your content to them.
Now, we can't forget email marketing. The ebook is still a fan.
Oh, absolutely.
It says it's a great way to stay in touch directly with your customers.
It really allows you to personalize your messages and build those lasting relationships, send special promotions, keep them updated on what's new.
And it's surprisingly affordable. According to the ebook, you can find email platforms for a pretty low monthly fee.
Yeah, but you've got to be careful. Nobody wants to be spammed with sales pitches all the time.
Right. It's got to be valuable. Think about what your audience actually wants to see in their inbox, what problems you can help them solve.
Exactly. Offer them something they'll genuinely appreciate.
Okay, so we've covered the big players in digital marketing from the ebook. It's a lot to take in, but hopefully you're starting to see how it all fits together.
I think so. Each one has its own strengths, and the best strategy usually involves mixing them together.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So let's say you're ready to jump in. Where do you even start?
Well, the ebook lays out some really good first steps. The first one, define your goals. What are you actually trying to achieve? More website traffic, more leads, more sales.
Oh, I'm already thinking about the goals I would set.
That's great. It's like setting your destination before you start a road trip.
Love that analogy. The ebook also talks about knowing your target audience, like who are you actually trying to reach?
Yeah, you've got to become a detective. You need to know everything about them, their age, interests, needs, even what keeps them up at night.
So you can tailor your message just for them, basically.
Exactly. The more you know about them, the better you can connect with them on like a deeper level.
Makes sense. But what about competitors? How much time should I spend checking out what they're doing?
Think of it as gathering intel, like you need to know who you're up against and what they're doing well. The ebook says a competitor analysis can help you spot opportunities.
So it's not about copying them. It's about like seeing where you can stand out.
Right. You want to find your unique edge and what makes you special. Then you can really communicate that to your audience.
Got it. So we've set goals, figured out our audience, scoped out the competition. What's next?
Now it's time to bring it all together and craft a strategy. Which channels are you going to use? What content are you going to create? How are you going to track your progress?
Yeah, the ebook talks about using data to measure your progress. It's not about just guessing and hoping for the best.
It's about making those data-driven decisions. Tools like Google Analytics can show you how people are interacting with your content and what's actually working.
It's like having a roadmap. Then you can make changes along the way if something isn't working so well.
Exactly. It's pretty cool. And that's what makes digital marketing so exciting. You're always learning and adapting based on real-time feedback.
Speaking of staying ahead of the game, the ebook mentioned how crucial it is to keep up with trends like AI, machine learning, chatbots. It's all moving so fast.
Can feel like drinking from a fire hose.
I know, right?
But the key is to have that mindset of continuous learning. Read industry blogs, listen to podcasts, attend webinars.
So basically, never stop learning, which is why we're all here.
Exactly. The more you know, the better you can use these tools to hit those business goals.
Now, for the fun part, the case studies. The ebook has some amazing examples of businesses that killed it using these strategies.
Yeah, it's like seeing behind the scenes and watching how it all plays out in real life.
All right, first up, we've got a beauty shop that increased their website traffic by a whopping 143%. Tell me everything.
Well, they really nailed their SEO strategy. They focused on having awesome website content, built some high-quality backlinks, and worked on their local SEO.
That's incredible. 143%. That's not just a win. That's like dominating.
It really is. And it proves that SEO is about consistency, Putting in the effort over time can lead to some big wins.
So slow and steady, like we said before.
Yeah, but smart too. They targeted keywords related to their location and the services they offer, which really brought in the right people.
So it's not just about ranking for any old keyword. It's about being specific, laser focused.
You got it. Understand your audience, know what they're searching for, and tailor your content accordingly.
I'm ready for the next case study. What have we got?
So next up, we have a real estate client, and they used a sales funnel to boost their lead generation and sales. A sales funnel, it's essentially a step-by-step process that guides potential customers toward making a purchase.
Ooh, okay, so it's like leading them down the path to saying, yes, I want that house.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. This real estate client, they used targeted ads to attract potential buyers and then used landing pages, with really compelling property information to capture those leads.
Okay, so beautiful pictures, all the details, get them hooked. Then what?
Then comes the email marketing. They nurtured those leads with personalized messages, property updates, even virtual tours.
So you're keeping them engaged, building that relationship. But what made this sales funnel so successful? Was there something special?
Well, they didn't just stop at emails. They actually followed up with personalized phone calls, answer questions, really address any concerns those buyers might have.
That's that personal touch,
Yeah.
right? Makes all the difference.
It really does. They created a seamless experience guiding those leads from initial interest all the way to closing the deal. Pretty impressive, right?
Super impressive. Now for our last case study. The ebook talks about an IT client in the UAE, and they actually got cheaper leads through these super targeted PPC
Yeah,
campaigns
this one shows how PPC can be really powerful when you really truly understand your target audience.
because they were so specific.
Exactly. This IT company, they didn't just bid on general keywords. They did a lot of research and figured out like the very specific terms their ideal customers were using.
So instead of casting a wide net, they got laser focused. I like it. But how did that actually translate into cheaper leads?
Well, by targeting those niche keywords, they had less competition in those bids, so lower cost per click, and they got more bang for their buck. Plus, they made sure their landing pages matched those keywords too, which helped with conversions.
So smart. They were attracting the right people, less wasted clicks, and more qualified leads. These case studies are inspiring. It's clear these strategies can work like across different industries and budgets.
Exactly. It all boils down to finding the right mix, what works for your business goals and who you're trying to reach.
So a question that keeps coming to my mind is, should I do all this myself or should I bring in the experts, like hire an agency?
The age-old question. And the ebook actually does a great job of outlining the pros and cons of each. Let's start with DIY, doing it yourself. What do you think the benefits might be?
Well, I guess you'd have more control over like the strategy and the messaging. You know your business better than anyone.
That's true. You can be nimble, you can experiment, and you can really make sure that marketing reflects your brand's voice.
And you could probably save money too, right? Not having to pay those agency fees.
True, but there's a trade-off. Building an in-house team takes like a lot of time, effort, and money. You got to hire the right people, train them, manage them. It's a big commitment.
And not all business owners have the time or like the know-how to become a digital marketing expert overnight.
No, definitely not. Plus, this stuff changes all the time. Keeping up with trends, algorithms, all that can be a full-time job in itself.
That's where agencies come in, right? They've got all that expertise already.
Exactly. They live and breathe this stuff every day. They have whole teams of specialists who are pros at SEO, PPC, social media, all of it.
And the ebook mentioned agencies often have access to like those fancy tools and technologies that regular businesses might not.
Oh, yeah. Agencies invest in the best software to track data, analyze campaigns, optimize strategies. It's hard to match that level of sophistication on your own.
Okay, so you're basically getting a whole team of marketing superheroes working for you.
Pretty much. It really frees you up to focus on, the parts of your business that you're best at.
I love that. But working with an agency, that comes with a price tag.
It does, but think of it as an investment. A good agency can actually make you more money by driving traffic, generating leads, boosting sales. That's the goal.
So how do you know if it's the right move for you? Like, when should a business owner consider hiring an agency?
I'd say if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you don't have the expertise in-house, or if you just don't have the time to dedicate to it, an agency might be the way to go.
Makes sense. But what if you're not ready to jump in with both feet?
You can always start small. You could hire an agency for just a specific task, like an SEO audit, content creation, or running some ads. Dip your toes in the water and see if it's a good fit.
I like that approach. Try before you buy, essentially.
Yeah.
The ebook actually mentioned a specific agency called Soft Trust Digital. They seem pretty cool. They specialize in customized solutions and have a track record of success.
It's always good to have examples of agencies that are making a difference, but, always do your homework before signing on with anyone.
Right. Find the right agency that fits your needs, your budget, and what you stand for.
Exactly. Do your research, read reviews, talk to people, find the perfect match for your business.
Okay, so we've talked about agencies, but now I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, staying ahead of those trends. It's a wild world out there. New platforms pop up all the time. Algorithms change. People's behavior online shifts. How do we keep up?
It can be a lot, that's for sure. But the most important thing is to keep learning, make it a habit. Read blogs, listen to podcasts, go to webinars.
So basically, never stop being curious. What are some of the big trends right now that businesses should be paying attention to?
Well, the ebook specifically called out AI, machine learning, and chatbots. They're already changing the game.
AI and machine learning sound kind of complex, though. How can we actually use them for marketing?
Well, imagine using AI to give people personalized experiences, automatically segment your audience, or even predict which campaigns are going to work best.
Wow, so it's like having a crystal ball.
Kind of. It takes out some of the guesswork and helps you make better decisions. And then there are chatbots. They're already being used for customer service,
Well,
answering those FAQs, even qualifying leads.
okay, that makes sense. But I have to ask, are robots gonna, like, take over our marketing jobs?
No, I don't think so. We still need human creativity and strategy. Those are irreplaceable. But these technologies, they're tools. They can help us work smarter and get better results.
So it's about embracing those tools and figuring out how to use them to our advantage. What would you say to business owners who are feeling overwhelmed by all these changes?
Don't be afraid to try things out. Experiment with new platforms, play around with different types of content, see what your audience responds to.
So just dive in and get your hands dirty.
Exactly. It's all about learning by doing and adapting as you go. The landscape is always changing, so flexibility is key.
This has been an amazing deep dive. We've talked about so much, the different marketing channels, data, ethics, keeping up with trends.
It's been quite a journey.
But hopefully you're feeling like more confident and ready to tackle your online marketing.
I hope so. And remember, digital marketing is always evolving. Embrace the learning process, try new things, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
And never forget the human element, right? Connect with your audience authentically, build those relationships based on trust.
Well said. It's about using these tools for good.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with something to think about.
Okay, I like it. What's the big question?
We've talked a lot about understanding your target audience. But in this world of algorithms and all this personalization, how do we make sure we're connecting with people, not just data points?
That's a great question. It's so easy to get lost in the numbers and forget that, there's a real person behind all that data.
Right. We're not just marketing to robots, we're talking to real human beings with their own unique stories and motivations.
Exactly. And that's where empathy comes in, putting ourselves in our customer shoes, trying to understand their needs, their desires, what makes them tick.
We need to connect with them emotionally, not just statistically.
I couldn't agree more. Thinking back to those case studies, those businesses didn't just succeed because of fancy algorithms, they succeeded because they got their customers.
Yeah, they understood them.
Right. Remember that beauty shop? Their traffic went up by 143%, not just because of keywords, but because they created content that resonated with their audience's desire to feel good about themselves.
And the real estate client, with that awesome sales funnel, I bet they didn't just blast out property details. They probably tapped into their clients' dreams of finding the perfect home.
Exactly. It's about appealing to those deeper needs and desires. And what about that IT company in the UAE? They probably spoke to their audience's frustrations with outdated tech and offered solutions that, address those problems directly.
It's like people don't just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. It's all about making that connection.
And that's what makes digital marketing so fulfilling. It's not just about numbers, it's about making a positive impact, building relationships, and contributing something meaningful.
I love that. This deep dive has been incredible. We've covered so much ground, and I hope everyone listening feels empowered to take their online marketing to the next level.
Me too. Just remember, digital marketing is constantly changing. So embrace the challenge, experiment, ask questions, and never stop learning.
And most importantly, never lose sight of the human element. Be authentic, build trust, use your powers for good.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring and keep connecting.
We've talked a lot about understanding your target audience. But in this world of algorithms and all this personalization, how do we make sure we're connecting with people, not just data points?
Yeah, that's the challenge, right? It's easy to get lost in all the data, demographics, online behavior, all those numbers.
Right. It's like we know so much about them, but are we really connecting with them?
Exactly. Data can tell you a lot about who your audience is, what they like, what websites they visit, but it can't always tell you why.
It's like knowing someone's favorite color is blue, but not knowing why they love it. What's the story behind that data point?
I like that. And that's where empathy comes in, really trying to understand those needs, desires, frustrations. We've got to connect on an emotional level.
It's funny, thinking back to those case studies, those businesses didn't just succeed because of fancy algorithms. They succeeded because they really got their customers.
Absolutely. They understood them on a deeper level.
Like that beauty shop, they increased their traffic by 143%, not just because of keywords, but because they created content that spoke to their audience's desire to feel confident and beautiful.
Right. They tapped into those aspirations.
And that real estate client with the amazing sales funnel, they probably didn't just send out generic property listings. They probably spoke to their clients' dreams of finding the perfect home.
Exactly. They understood what their clients were really looking for, that sense of security, belonging.
And what about that IT company in the UAE? They probably tapped into their audience's frustrations with outdated tech and offered real solutions.
They saw a problem and offered a way to fix it. People respond to that.
It all boils down to this. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Digital marketing is about connecting with people on a human level, understanding their motivations, and offering them something that truly makes their lives better.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's what makes this field so rewarding. It's not just about numbers, it's about making a real difference in people's lives.
This deep dive has been amazing. We've covered so much ground. Hopefully everyone listening is walking away feeling empowered and ready to take their online marketing to the next level.
Me too. Just remember, this is a field that's always changing, so keep learning, keep experimenting, and never be afraid to try something new.
And never, ever lose sight of that human element. Be authentic, build trust, use your digital powers for good.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you. Until next time.